Y'all know what a Waystation is? A Monarch Waystation?
It's this, Mr. Rats.
It's right. It's kind of like a truck stop, if you will, for migrating monarch butterflies as they make their way to Mexico from Canada and the United States. We wanted to create this habitat with native plants to promote pollinating insects. And to the echinacea, coneflower is what you might have heard. And again, the flowers will give way to these seed heads. And this is a food source for songbirds. So you'll see finches land on this and will eat the seeds.
We have finches.
We don't want to cut this once it's done flowering. You want to leave it dormant through the winter. Birds will land on this as kind of a perch, and they'll just peck at the seeds. And then in like March, after the last frost, if someone wanted to come out and do some cleaning, they could cut off the old growth and leave it on the ground to let the new growth come up. Mustard mountain mint. This is sort of the workhorse of all this. I don't know if you've come during the summer months when this thing was buzzing with, yeah, I mean, there were thousands of insects all over this. It will spread by these above ground roots. You can kind of see them here, and those are rhizomes. And
Be careful.
so it will spread by those rhizomes. This is a butterfly weed, not milkweed, but it is in the milkweed family. And this will have an orange flower on it. I left this tag so you could kind of see.
Okay.
This is what the monarch butterflies feed on, and the hummingbirds have really gone after this as well. It's been surprising to see how many hummingbirds have been over here. You can see a lot of stuff's going to seed. Look at this, like this compared to this. Like the plants have a mind of their own, really, and it's just hard to gauge. Generally speaking, everything's going to seed now, but yes, you do still get some, like the bee balm back there. Right. Some has shot up, you know, and so you'll see it continue to flower probably until the first frost. Swamp milkweed here.
Swamp
Milkweed. There's common milkweed and swamp milkweed, and the milkweed that we planted in November did not take. So I don't know if the cold got it or not. So I came in July and planted these two. That's all they had at the nursery. And they took off. I was shocked. They were this big, and they've taken off. And we've seen monarch the monarch larva on here already. This is going to seed, as you can tell. Some of the leaves have already been munched on, so it's very pleasantly surprised to see. And this particular plant died back when we got that drought. This plant is one of the first to come up in the spring, along with the mint, but it's also one of the first to go dormant. And in times of stress, it will die back. But the root system is still alive, and it will then pop back once we get some moisture, like you're seeing it come back at the base. But it doesn't die, it's just, and this will spread by underground roots called stolons. So you'll see this spread as well. All this will spread, you just got to give it time. However, we do plan to supplement in the spring. I'm going to fill in some of these areas with more plants. I'm going to plant more spice bush, more echinacea, more black-eyed Susans, The mountain mint's doing well. I don't need to plant any more of that. I'm going to plant some more milkweed and just kind of fill in. I tell you, we're all very pleasantly surprised with how well this is done. I can't believe how many species have come to visit this in less than a year. I'll be pulling weeds and just checking on things. But generally speaking, the idea is once these plants get established and start to really take off, you won't have to weed as often because they'll choke out the undesirable weeds. Now there might be, I'm not saying that you can't get out here once a year, maybe you have to hire someone, that's up to, there'll be a grounds committee down the road that will, we've seen western honeybees, which are smaller.
So this is the first development that has
It is,
like this?
and we want to do it in all of them. But the location is very important. You can't put this in an area where it's being fertilized and sprayed.
Right.
So, you know, the location is a very important thing, and we chose this location for that reason. Believe it or not, water is important for insects. And then being able to zip away and fly into, take refuge when it rains. They can get under these big leaves of the trees.